Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so we are now recording. Let's go on and get things started. So here's the deal. Like all of you, a lot of stuff fills my inbox on a daily basis. A very dear buddy of mine that I have done business with for years and years and years. And, you know, he does a lot of things. I do a lot of things. And so he sent me something. And out of respect of him, I went on and I took a quick glance. And the website wasn't fancy. There was no video, what have you. But I started reading and it intrigued me. All right. So let me share with you the reading part that I did that intrigued me. And then I'm going to share with you that if indeed this is gold and not crap, how I plan to build it out. And I want to show you that if it's gold and not crap, how I believe we all could scale to a 6 and even a 7-figure business. So that's what I'm going to show you tonight. So here is our risk. There is no financial risk. Okay. There is no financial risk. Our only risk is we get our hopes up and they don't come through. Unfortunately, that happens a lot in our industry. But I wanted to share this with you because if it winds up being gold, I think if we understand that risk up front, you know, and so even if you decide when we render this video and we send it out, if you decide to send this out to your folks, they're going to hear me say time and time and time again, hey guys, this could be crap. All right, we're not making any promises because we don't know the people behind the system. We don't know their ability to fulfill on the promise, so on and so forth. But if it happens to be gold, we want to be well positioned. All right, so here's what I read. All right, it said this company is called THWGlobal. All right, and they talked about that a person could earn up to $25 an hour watching better than YouTube type videos. And this is what really got my attention here initially. It says that they were looking for 50,000 people over the age of 21 to invest up to 10 hours weekly, giving comments on commercials, TV pilot programs, movie trailers, video surveys, and so much more. So the first thing that appealed to me here was people could earn up to $25 an hour. Now, I don't know what they mean when they say up to. Is it a flat $25 an hour? Is it prorated if a person only viewed 42 minutes worth of content? I don't know. All right. And I don't have any further answers than the up to 25. I'm going to be basing everything I talk about as if a person watched a one hour of content and they were paid $25 for the hour that they watched. Now, if you don't have the time to do this on a daily basis, I'll share with you what my personal game plan is and what I would be sharing with our audience that chooses to take advantage of what we're talking about. By the way, we're not talking about you coming up with any money. All right. So registration for the system is free. If nothing else, everyone should register. I purposely did not send out a personal referral link when talking about this webinar because I know we would have people on the webinar that are connected to other folks that follow us, and we would want to follow any genealogical integrity should you decide to register. No reason why you shouldn't. Okay, so here's the first thing I started thinking about. I started to think about people that I love that I know need to make additional money, but they're not marketers. So I thought about my brother-in-law, for instance. Great guy. If he could make $25 an hour watching content, commenting on that content, and if he did 10 hours a week, which is the max they allow you to do, that's an extra $250 a week for him. Times 4, let's call it $1,000 a month. I started thinking about my brother-in-law. I started thinking about my brother. I started to think about my parents. My dad just had surgery. All right. So I'm thinking, you know, my pops could watch between he and my mom. They could watch some commercials and some TV pilots and some movie trailers and some video surveys, so on and so forth, and generate $1,000 extra with very little time. All right. I'm sorry, with very little work. And I'm going to share with you how you could even outsource that for really cheap, and have someone, let's say in the Philippines, actually watching the content for you. Maybe you pay them $4 an hour, you get paid $25 an hour, and you keep the difference. All right, so that's the first thing I started thinking about is, man, there's a lot of people that I know, if this works out, would love this, that may not be marketers. Okay, give me just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure this is not my wife calling me. Hold on, this is my mom and dad calling me. What are they doing calling me? Maybe my wife would get that. Okay. Sorry about that. I hope my wife would get that. Okay. All right. So I thought about my niece. My niece is a divorced mom of two. Man, you know, from the privacy of our own home, she could generate as much as an additional $1,000 with no marketing. Okay. So I saw that. The other thing that was intriguing was this did not appear to be a rehash of a advertising revenue sharing model. And many of us are familiar with that, where you would buy advertising packs, you know, and in buying advertising packs, you had an outlay of funds, $100, $1,000, $10,000, what have you. You would then go and view advertisements from other essentially network marketers, and from that you would get some type of rebate. Now, we know those models have been very popular. Those models typically have not stood the test of time. Either they would run into some regulatory issue or an economic issue, because everybody that was involved was getting paid. There wasn't a lot of outside revenue. This doesn't appear to be that. They're talking about commenting on commercials, commenting on TV pilot programs, commenting on movie trailers, video surveys, so on and so forth. Okay? All right, so I'm reading this information, and then it starts to talk a little bit about making money. But at this point, I didn't really understand all of that. I just registered. It was free. I figured, what the heck? Let's see what's going on. Then I get an email, and I'm going to bring up the email that went into more detail. All right, so I'm going to come up here. They're looking to have 50,000 what they call IVs, international viewers. And yes. Really? Okay, I tell you what. Oh, I see why. My cable got disconnected. All right, is that better? Am I cutting in and out now? Okay. All right, so I'm going to back up just a little bit, since it seems like I was cutting in and out. I'll do a very quick version. So here's the bottom line. Am I okay now, Queen? Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right. I see what happened here. My little internet cord was loose. Okay, so here's the bottom line. The bottom line is, this does not appear to be a rehash of advertising revenue sharing programs. Most of us are probably familiar with those, where you buy advertising packs. You come out of pocket, you buy advertising packs, you watch ads on a daily basis. You're basically watching ads of other network marketers. You get a rebate. You know, maybe you earn 120% or 130% of what your purchase was. Now, we know those models have been very popular. We also know that those models typically have not lasted the test of time. Either from a regulatory standpoint, there was an issue, or the systems ran out of money, because most of the people that were advertising were people that were already that were in the program. Okay, this does not appear to be that. I've seen nothing in their information that suggests that we have to buy anything, that we have to buy ads or anything like that. It looks like that we're going to be watching commercials, TV pilot programs, trailers, video surveys, commenting on those. And it looks like you get $25 for every 1 hour of content that you watch. Now, some of you, like me, don't necessarily have the time to do that, because you would rather focus your time in other areas. So I'm going to show you what my plan is going to be to outsource that, probably with a private virtual assistant in the Philippines that speaks English, that can comment on the commercials, that I may only have to pay $4 an hour. I make 25, I pay them 4, I keep the rest. Okay? All right. So I went on. It wasn't a whole lot of information on the website. I went on, I registered because it was free, and figured, let's see what happens. And when I registered, this email came, and things became clearer. All right. Well, the first thing they talked about is they're looking for 50,000 IVs. That's an international viewer. And they're looking to have that by July 4th, 2016, in which case they're going to roll out the THW viewing model. So it's not going to take us long, Jeff, to see what we are to be viewing and if there's really some oomph behind what we're viewing. What I'm hoping we're going to see are things that aren't completely related to network marketing or what have you. I'm hoping we're not just watching ads of other network marketers promoting their stuff, because if we're watching stuff outside of the network marketing arena, this gives me some sense that it might have some actual legs. All right, now let's talk about the money here, all right? So what they say their target is that there's a $650 billion global industry in advertising. They're saying they want to get 1% of the market share over the next 3 years. Well, I like that because that doesn't sound like that they are over-promising. They're not saying, hey, we're going to be YouTube next week, okay? And even if they get 1%, they're still not YouTube, all right? But what they're simply saying is, hey, people go to YouTube and people are watching content, but they're not getting paid to watch that content. YouTube's generating billions of dollars in advertising. Well, what if we pay people to watch the content? All right. Now, there's 3 numbers that, which makes this a very simple compensation element. 3 numbers that you'll see us feature here. And this is what we'll talk about, how we could potentially make some money. And if it's gold, I'm going to show you how to scale this up to a 6 or 7-figure business. All right. So the first number is 25. What is that? We're paid up to $25 per hour with a maximum of 10 hours weekly or a maximum of $250 watching the content. So let's say that Joe watches 10 hours of content, comments on the content, maxes out the 10 hours for the week, earns $25 per hour. He earns $250 for the week. Let me check just to make sure my sound is good. Is my sound good, ladies and gentlemen? Is my sound good? Want to make sure I'm not going in and out. Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's just stop there for just a moment. How many people, Queen, that aren't even in the marketing arena? This is why immediately I'm thinking of a lot of family members, a lot of folks that I know that aren't necessarily entrepreneurial, that for 10 hours a week could generate $1,000 a month. Man. Now, as I put my marketing hat on, Queen, now as a marketer, I could market not just to people that are marketers, which is typically what we do in network marketing, right? We're typically marketing to people that are already in the industry somehow. I can start to market to people who have no interest in joining me in ABC or DEF, that just want to make an extra $250 a week, an extra $1,000 a month, watching some content that they comment on. Okay. The second 5, this is the huge part, okay? The second 5 pays up to $5 override management income any time any IV, international viewer, of yours that you referred earns $25 for viewing content to a maximum of $50 a week. Now, what does that mean? All right, so you refer John. John watches an hour worth of content. John makes $25. You referred John, you make $5. me say that again. You refer John, he watches an hour worth of content, he makes 25 bucks. You make $5. So what if John maxes out his 10 hours a week? He makes $250, 10 hours a week. You make $5 time his 10 hours a week, or $50 for the week. If John does that week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 of a month, John makes his $1,000 for the month. You get $50 this week, $50 the next week, $50 the next week, $50 the next week. That's $200 in override income. And I haven't seen anything to suggest that John had to buy anything. All John did was watched his content. He made $250 a week, $1,000 a month. You made $50 a week as his personal referrer, $200 a month. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to have a personal referral where you generate as much as $200 a month in residual income. Now, it's residual if he continues to watch, but I'm going to share with you why everyone that hears our message as it relates to this, if they follow what we teach, everybody should have their 10 hours in, whether they do it or not, whether they do it or they hire someone from the Philippines. I'll tell you why the Philippines in a little bit, to view the content. Just think about that. If you referred 10 people, and you might be saying, Christine, I don't have 10 people in my friends and family that will even listen to me. That's okay, because I'm going to give you the game plan to scale this up to 6 or 7 figures if it's gold. Now, if it's crap, it's crap. But it wouldn't cost you any money. But if it's gold, I'm going to show you how to take the gold and make it even platinum. Okay? All right. So does everybody have that part? You refer, if you watch content, you can make $250 a week. You refer someone else that watches content, you make $5 for every hour of content they watch. Okay? You got 10 people watching 10 hours a week. You're making $500 a week from their viewing content. And since we will be telling folks, hey, if you don't want to watch 10 hours a week yourself, you don't have the time to watch 10 hours a week yourself, hey, go over here and hire a private virtual assistant for about $4 an hour. Let them do it for 10 hours a week. You pay them $40. Where are you going to pay them $40 from? From the $250 you just made. Okay, let's go one step further. And now this $1. What is this $1? There is a 10 level unilevel, meaning you can go as wide as you want. And then let's say you refer John, Mary, Susan. John, Mary, Susan refer Daryl, Diane, Dwayne. Well, Daryl, Diane, Dwayne are on your second level. Daryl, Diane, Dwayne, they refer Lloyd and Lyndon and Pastor Daly. They're on your third level, so on and so forth, okay? All the way down to 10 levels. Anyone in your 10 level network that views an hour worth of content or has their private virtual assistant on their behalf viewing an hour's worth of content, the person who referred them makes 25 bucks. I'm sorry, they make 25 bucks. They view the content, or their PVA, private virtual assistant, viewed the content. The person who referred them gets $5 per hour. You get $1 per hour. So Queen, let's get this now. Let's get this. You've got somebody on level 7. You don't know who they are. They buy into, let's assume it's gold. Let's assume it's gold. They buy into this. They either view themselves or they go and hire a private virtual assistant to view. Either way, 10 hours a week gets viewed. You make $1 times 1 hour, $1 times 10 hours a week, $10 a week, $1 times 40 hours a month, $40 in income from somebody on your 7th level that you don't know. And if people use the private virtual assistant concept, so that they know their 10 hours are taken care of. Queen, you could have an organization of hundreds and ultimately thousands where you're earning $40 a month and nobody has bought anything. Now, this might be crap. And if it's crap, then, you know, but Queen, what if? See, 2012, something came across my desk in February of 2012, and I wasn't sure if it was crap or gold. And what happened was, I was in that thing for several months, didn't really say much, just said a few things to a few folks. And that thing, it didn't last forever. It lasted 17 months. Some of you know what I'm talking about. All right. It lasted 17 months. And the people who were there early on made some really good money. Now, I don't see any regulatory issue. I don't know a whole lot, but I don't see a regulatory issue because, Queen, nobody's buying advertising packs. There's no investment involved. We're simply getting people that will view. And what we are saying from our standpoint is, if you don't have the time or you want to do other things other than view, hire somebody. Hire somebody. Okay. So, Queen, let me show you my game planner. All right. Now, let's assuming this is gold. Let's assuming this is gold. You've heard me talk about a private virtual assistant. Okay. And a lot of marketers use PVAs, all right, to do a myriad of things to help them in their business. All right. So now here's what we have. We've got $25 an hour times 10 hours a week. That's $250 a week. All right. So this is what, you know, I want to get my 10 hours in. I will likely the first couple, 3 weeks, maybe even the first full month, do my 10 hours just so I can see what the content is. I'll be recording it for promotional purposes, because if this is what they suggest it is, then we're going to promote the heck out of this. All right. Now we're going to combine it with some other things like a mobile marketing or what have you. We're not going to stop doing anything that we're doing. But the fact is, this opens up such a large pool of prospects. Queen, you could, in your local area. I mean, Queen, could you imagine if you got one college student? Could you imagine how quickly? Do you imagine if you just got one college student from whatever your universities happen to be in your local area, and this message got out? Do you understand what would happen? Okay. All right. So here we go. Yeah. All right. So private virtual assistant. All right. So now what you can do with a private virtual assistant, you could go to a place like the Philippines. All right. Why the Philippines? There are a ton of Filipinos that speak English. And by the way, isn't this what big business does? They outsource. They don't do it in the U.S., unfortunately, because wages are much higher in the U.S. So they go to the Philippines. They go to other parts of Asia. They go to the Dominican Republic. I know that because it's much cheaper for labor there. Okay. So now you could probably hire someone from the Philippines that speaks English for $4 an hour. All right. So, Queen, here we go. They do their 10 hours for the week. There's $40. Where'd the $40 come from? Well, you got paid $250. Yeah, you got paid $250, right? Okay. All right. So let's say you net $210 a week. And let's say that gives you a net of $840 a month. Now, this is if you outsource. Okay. So what I'm sharing with you right now is my 6 to 7 figure game plan. All right. Now, this is critical that you net anywhere from that 800 to 1,000 for what I'm about to say. So this is step one, is either you are committing to your 10 hours and you're actually viewing it. And some of you may start there. And then ultimately where you probably want to go is where you hire, you leverage somebody else's time, let them do the viewing on your behalf. Why the Philippines? They speak English. Most people, well, a lot of people there speak English. And you can go to sites. We'll share with you sites that you can go to where you can go post your job. Hey, I'm paying $4 an hour. And then people will come and say, hey, I want to work for you. Okay. They view the content. All right. You get paid. You then pay them once you've gotten paid. All right. All right. So now number two, Queen, this is a big deal. Okay. I would take the $840 and use this for a marketing budget. See, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to build a large-scale business of any size leveraging the internet, you have to advertise. Instead of just doing organic or free traffic, because you don't know how that's, if and when you'll ever get anything out of that, I'd rather take this $840. Now, I'm being aggressive here. Some of you, hey, if you made $1,000 or you netted $840, you might need to put half of that in your pocket, to help catch up on some bills or pay some stuff or what have you. But at least take 50%, if not all of your personal earnings from your personal viewing, at least 50%, if not 100%, at least 50, if not 100, and use that for a marketing budget. So now, Queen, I've got $840 that I can go and buy solo ads, or I can do pay-per-click and what have you. And if you follow us, ladies and gentlemen, we will build out, if this thing is gold, we will build out a very robust marketing campaign that you will be able to leverage. And all you'll have to do is drive traffic to it. We'll do some live webinars, but we will have everything also so it's recorded 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so on and so forth. And we will map out a 6 to 7 figure game plan for anyone that may be watching. And so the whole idea, Queen, is for people to use the money they get initially for an advertising budget. Why? Because remember, every person that you personally refer that does their 10 hours a week is worth $200 a month for you. So, Queen, this now answers the, I don't have any friends left. I don't have any family left. Nobody's going to join me. Nobody wants to hear anything from me. All right? That's why you want to have this marketing budget. And all of a sudden, you're going to get folks, especially since the offer appears to be free, since it doesn't appear to have any costs up front that you have to worry about. Okay? So $200 a month. So what if through your marketing, you got 10 people that join you and they buy into the same message, whether they do their 10 hours by viewing or whether they go and get a PVA to do the 10 hours, they do the 10 hours a week. They do the 40 hours a month, all right? And now that's an extra $2,000 a month for you, Queen. So I would use this money here for my starting marketing budget. My starting marketing budget. I would then start to use this money here to even scale up that marketing budget. So now in this example, Queen, you've got, if you hired your PVA, you've got $2,000 here, you've got $840 here. Let's say that you want to be aggressive in building this network. So you're taking a total in this example of, let's say, 50% of your revenue going right back into marketing. So, Queen, that means you're putting about $1,900 in, you're putting $1,400 in your pocket. Now you've got a $1,400 a month ad budget. What is that doing, Queen? That's helping you to grow your personal referral network, because everybody that you personally enroll, if they max out, and there's no reason why they shouldn't max out with the PVA concept, if they max out monthly, it's $200 a month in residual income for you. Now, Queen, this could be crap if it's gold. Okay, now we got one more step here. Okay, step number 3. Now with step number 3, you get $1 per hour of watched content in your 10 level organization. Queen, because there's no width limitation, meaning you could refer 100, 200, 500, 1,000. And that's what this marketing budget is designed for, to help you refer 100, 200, 500, 1,000, because as your income is growing, you're taking a percentage of that, at least early on, you're taking a large percentage of that, and you are investing that into paid marketing. Don't worry about where to go get paid marketing just yet, because we'll have a number of different places for you to go if this is gold. All right, because you'll have a number of places to go where you can, whether it's buying solo ads or pay-per-click or what have you, you'll have a number of places to go for your marketing budget. Obviously, the game plan is for you to be able to refer others that then turn around and do the same thing. Okay. All right, so $1 per hour of watch content in your 10-level organization. So the way this works is, let's say you have someone, they watch their full 10 hours a week. Anywhere in your 10-level organization, you would be getting $10 a week. So if they watched their 40 hours a month, or maybe their PVA watches 40 hours a month, all right, you're making $40 a month for anyone in your 10-level organization that maxes out, the amount that they can watch. Obviously, if they don't do 40 hours, they did 30 hours, you'd make, $30. But that's why the PVA concept, Queen, is so important, because if we're teaching people, hey, go and outsource it, so that people get their 10 hours done, because they've essentially hired someone to do so. All right, so Queen, here's the deal. All right, 6 figures is $8,333 a month. All right, 7 figures is $83,333 a month. Let's pull up our trusty calculator. And I just want to do this on the $40 a month. How many people would we have to have in a 10-level organization maxing out at 10 hours a week for you to generate 6 figures? All right, so let's just do this. We've got 8333 divided by $40. You'd only need, Queen, 208 people that signed up for free, heard our message, and committed to 10 hours a week, and maybe they don't have the time and they go out and get a PVA. You only need 208 people that sign up for free, that do the 10 hours a week. We would be recommending everyone use a PVA to make $8,300 a month, which is a 6-figure income. So, Queen, if you used your income from your 10 hours to be the start of your monthly marketing budget, do you think you can refer a few yourself, and then they refer a few, and then they refer a few, so that ultimately you have 208 folks doing the same thing? All right, so now, Queen, all we've got to do is add a 0 to this. 2,080 people that join for free anywhere in your organization. Not that 2,080 people join you directly, but Queen, if you have an $800 a month marketing budget, then next month it's $1,400 marketing budget, then the next month it's a $2,000 marketing budget, because you're generating that type of revenue and you're recapitalizing back into your business from profits to grow your advertising budget, to grow your organization. Queen, 2,080 folks that join for free anywhere in your 10-level organization that do 10 hours a week, probably with the assistance of a PVA. And Queen, you got a 7-figure income. So, Queen, I started to just sit on this and see what would happen. And I said, I can't. It's not going to cost anybody anything. But let's put it out there, because if it's gold, our commitment is to build out a marketing funnel for those of you that will follow us, so that what I just shared will be shared 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, so that any of your marketing budget, when someone opts in, you'll capture the lead, all right? You'll capture the lead. It'll be your lead. They'll go to a sales video, or they'll go to a simulated webinar, or they'll go to a recorded webinar, where we'll map out the game plan. You know, Queen, this just happened today. So I mean, it's not like I had a whole lot of thought to put together any nice marketing stuff. Okay. So if you kind of feel that thing, thank you, Queen. If you feel some chills down your spine at the potential, just give us a chance to build something out if it's gold. Okay. If it's gold. Now, Queen, let me share something else. This just hit me like 20 minutes before we came on the webinar. No, 10 minutes before we came on the webinar, okay? Let me just share something else, if this is gold, that it creates, okay? So let's say, Queen, that ultimately you've referred dozens, maybe even hundreds, because you're building out, you know, and you're using paid marketing or what have you, okay? The people that join your organization that want to build it, not just watch the content, but they want to build a content watching network. What has been implanted in them from the start? What's been implanted from the start is when you make money, use a portion of that money and advertise to build your network. So now what has happened is we now create a culture of people understanding that to build any worthwhile enterprise, you can't just rely on your friends and your family. You need to rely on paid marketing. So what happens if you have 10, 15, 20, 100 people anywhere in your network, personally referred, indirectly referred, or what have you, that are now have a $500 a month or $1,000 a month advertising budget aimed at this particular opportunity? How fast is that going to grow that? But now, Queen, we never want to say nuptials to any opportunity, right? Because opportunities have come and go. Some have done very well. Some of them have let us down. But let's say, Queen, that this is gold. Maybe it's not crap. Maybe it's gold. And now we have a culture, not only a culture, but people have the money, where they can now have an advertising budget. And so now, Queen, as you build out your network, you now have a culture of people that are using paid marketing. And now these people have made money. Guess what, Queen? They are now more apt to listen to the rest of your marketing message. Whatever it is you are promoting, they are apt to listen to that message. And not only listen to the message, but Queen, they now already believe in what? Paid marketing. So whatever you are promoting, let's say they start to promote that too. They promote this, they promote, you know, you're in Amazon juice. They want to join you in Amazon juice. They already have the mindset to build Amazon juice. That's a fictitious company, fictitious name. They need paid marketing. They know that paid marketing now works because they're generating revenue from this side, assuming it's gold. And now they're not afraid, Queen, to put out money for advertising for the Amazon juice deal. Do you see what just happened here? We can leverage this system, build a culture of paid marketers that make money with this system, but now are open to the rest of your marketing message. Who gets that? If you get that and your question, it might be crap, and in which case it didn't cost us any money, but if it's gold, who gets that? Who sees it? Good stuff, okay? Now, so let me just rehearse this quickly, okay? I don't know the people behind the system. I don't know anything other than what I saw on the website today. All right. That's why I said it could be crap. All right. If these guys or guyettes do perform, this could be a huge, huge winner. And if it's gold, I want us to be positioned and ready once we start to see the viewing, once we see that they pay out and people actually get money. So we can be working already behind the scenes on some marketing things, okay? For those of you that follow me in our mobile marketing system, we'll find a way, if this is gold, to connect the dots with our mobile marketing system. For those of you who don't use our mobile marketing system, we will develop a very robust marketing system leveraging mobile, leveraging email marketing, to help build this out. I've got a very good buddy on the webinar right now. Let me see. Is he here? Yeah, he's here now. I got a very good buddy of mine on the webinar who is a traffic generating machine. He and I have already made a very quick connection. So he specializes in pay-per-click traffic. So that would be an avenue. What we would wind up doing, Queen, is we would make sure that we give our audience several avenues of paid traffic. We would do some testing ourselves. But Queen, if you've got something that's free, that it doesn't cost anybody anything to join, are you going to get a bunch of takers on that? Sure. All right. Now, the key is we don't just want people joining for free. We want people that are going to commit to 10 hours a week, whether they are doing the viewing themselves or whether they leverage a PVA to do the viewing, or grandson or granddaughter or what have you, leverage someone doing the 10 hours. We want to make sure that we build a large organization of people committing to the 10 hours a week, because that gives the maximum income for everybody. The person viewing, the personal referrer, and the 10-level organization. So real quick, let's do a quick review, and then we'll do an optional Q&A. All right, real quick. You can make $250 a week viewing what appears to be TV commercials, movie trailers, video surveys, so on and so forth. $25 an hour, up to 10 hours a week. I personally will probably view for the first couple weeks, maybe even the first month. Then ultimately, I will have a private virtual assistant, probably out of the Philippines, probably pay them like $4 an hour. I get my $25 an hour. I give them 4. I net $21 an hour times 10 hours a week. I net about $210. I'm going to take that 210 times 4, that $840 personally, and I'm going to take all of that and reinvest that back into paid marketing. Okay, your numbers may not be that aggressive to start. You know, maybe you need $200, $300, $400, $500, what have you. But I want you to at least set aside a few hundred for paid marketing. Okay, why? Because you'll make more money in time. You can only max out at $1,000 a week from your personal viewing, but you can make a lot more money because you can make $200 a month for everyone you personally refer that does their 10 hours a week, which is why we will be preaching the PVA portion, so that we max out as many folks in our organization as we can at the 10 hours a week, 40 hours a month. You'd make $200 a month. If you had 10 people that you referred doing that, that's $2,000 a month. And with a paid marketing budget of, let's say, $800 a month to start, there's no reason why you should not be able to do that very quickly. Then there's a 10-level organization. You refer John, he's on your first level. John refers Mary, she's on your second. Mary refers Julian, Julian's on your third. Julian refers Happy, Happy's on your fourth, so on and so forth. Anybody in your 10-level organization that views an hour's worth of content, the referrer makes $25. I'm sorry, that person that viewed the content makes $25. The referrer of that person makes $5. You make $1. So now anyone in your 10-level organization that maxes out for the month, you make $40 a month. 208 people in your 10-level organization maxing out at 10 hours, at 10 hours a week, 40 hours a month, is an $8,333 a month income for you just in your organization, not to mention your income from viewing, not to mention those that you personally referred. I'm not even including those that you personally referred in that number, okay? What if that organization grows to 500, 1,000, 2,000? This could be a 6 to 7 figure income producer. Then the other thing that has happened is we now have built a culture of people leveraging paid marketing to not only build this business interest, but any other business interest. And those of you that follow us very closely, you know that we have a system where you're going to be able to promote any and everything that you are involved with. So if they see that you're promoting Amazon Juice and they are intrigued by Amazon Juice and they join you in Amazon Juice, we now have a person not only joining you, but we have a person that's profitable, and we have a person that already has had embedded in their psyche they need to do paid marketing to help build their Amazon Juice, which is a part of your Amazon Juice organization, okay? Now, it appears that viewing of these content is going to happen sometime July 4th or maybe thereafter. So it won't take us long to see what the content is, and it won't take us long, you know, when they say, well, however they're going to pay. I don't know how they're going to pay. I don't know what processing systems or what have you, but it shouldn't take us long to figure out whether or not they pay right, pay on time, pay without problems. So it won't take us long to see if it's crap or if it's gold. If it's gold, then we will have a very robust marketing campaign that you will be able to leverage, that you'll be able to use to capture leads, to build your list, that you'll be able to leverage to get people joining you so that you have the potential of having people that you personally refer and then building out a network of people that are actually viewing. And don't forget, this also means in your local areas. This also means you could start posting on Craigslist. I'm not the Craigslist guy, but you know, some of you may have done some things on Craigslist. Because Queen, if it doesn't cost anything for a person to join and they really do pay, can you see if you just made some advertisements, maybe even your local area, for people to make an extra $1,000 a month? You might get some folks. Yeah. 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 And that's the whole thing, because, you know, a person can join for free. The question is the way that you're going to make money from an organizational standpoint is people actually doing the viewing. So one of the ways to get people doing the viewing is to preach the PVA, so that people have a PVA that does the Queen. Right now, I've got so much going on just from our personal life, you know, with my wife, to different projects that we're working on that we haven't told any of our audience about, because the bottom line is, Queen, over the past 12, 15 months, we've had some stop and goes. We've had some things that look good that we shared with our audience, and then when it came down to it, it didn't quite work out and what have you. So I've got some things I'm working on that I haven't even told our audience about, that I'm not even going to tell our audience about, because it costs money unless it works. I'm going to use some cold traffic. If it works, cold traffic, then I was planning on bringing to our audience. But this one, I said, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to wait, because it doesn't cost anybody anything. It doesn't cost anybody anything. And this way, if it does turn out to be gold, we're positioned very early on to really take advantage of this. And the beautiful part is, this is something that can be done online, offline, in terms of growing that particular network. All right, so let me stop there, and let's see if there's some questions. I don't know that I'll have all the answers, but you see any questions there, Queen?